Once again, you're all welcome to our YouTube channel. So today topic is thin layer chromatography. This is a basic chromatography to separate the all biomolecules. And also this chromatography too belongs to adsorption chromatography. Yes, both paper and TLC chromatography is a adsorption chromatography. Compared to paper, thin layer chromatography have some advantages. So compared to paper, the paper have a standard stationary phase. In the case of thin air chromatography, we can change the stationary phase concentration and decide the pore size. So this is the basic difference between the paper and thin air chromatography. But the principles and other things are nearly same. Okay. So now thin layer chromatography means we separate and identify the components using thin layer thin layer of some supporting medium like aluminum oxide, chalk, silica gel, and cellulose, and whatever. Even we are using sand also. So we are making a thin layer of the stationary phase, and we apply the mixture of sample, and finally we given the mobile phase subjected to mobile phase. So the mobile phase to drive the sample components, and finally we can separate it, identify it based on their solubility or partition coefficient. This is the basic uh, principles of thin layer chromatography. Okay, so we can learn one by one how its work, what we do, how it's do, what should we do. So a lot of things we are going to learn and one by one. Please carefully listen. Okay, this is the simple, fast, inexpensive analytical technique used to determine the or monitor the number one components of mixtures. Yes, we are separate and identify the what are the components are there in the mixture. uh, we can easily identify by this chromatography. We separate and identify the components from the mixtures. What kind of mixtures we have? Yes. Number two, identify the two different substances are homogeneous substances. Yes. But some of the molecules are same solubility, same partition coefficient. So we can easily identify by the TLC. Yes. Okay. Third one is effectiveness of purification. Yes. Uh, we are doing some of the techniques. Yes. For analysis and research purpose. So that time we must prepare the samples. Yes. So we are during the time of preparation of samples, a lot of impurities are maybe there in the sample. So these impurities are maybe involved the separation or identification or analysis process. So we are always prepare the pure sample. Yes. So this pure sample is more effective method or more effective way to prepare the sample. Yes. So for analysis of the purity or effectiveness of the purity was analyzed by the TLC. So TLC belongs to the primary separation technique. Primary separation technique. Once we identify the purity of the sample, so we can use the sample into another technique. Another technique. Okay. So this is called effectiveness of purification. Okay. Fourth one is appropriate condition for column chromatography separation. Yes. Before we start the column chromatography, we must know something. What is mean? What volume of sample is required? What concentration of samples we required? And what are the mobile phase we are using? What are the time of separations takes place? And how we identify? So the lot of informations are needed before start the column chromatography. So those informations are easily getting from the thin film chromatography. So we can decide the appropriate condition, means volume of sample, concentration of the sample, uh, type of mobile faces and time, and so a lot of information are we can predict by the TLC chromatography. So those informations are used for uh, effective separation of column chromatography. Yes, okay. Fifth one is the progress of reactions. Yes, you know very well biochemical reactions contain various stages. Yes, so suppose if you are taking the substrate and the enzymes, whatever it is, either reagent A or reagent B. Okay, so you can mix the reagent and the products of reactor. Okay, finally, this reaction takes some times for the particular reactions if you are taking. Okay, so first maybe a product may be formed. This product may be called as intermediate. So followed by secondary intermediate, followed by tertiary intermediate, and followed by the product. Yes. So this type of reaction we can analyze whether the primary products are formed or not, in the secondary products are formed or not, tertiary products are formed or not. So those informations are here easily detect by the thin layer chromatography, otherwise called progress of reaction. Okay. Last one is column chromatography effectiveness. Is you know very well. Suppose how much amount of stationary phase we are using, or what are the mobile phase we are using, and followed by we can change the polarity of the solvent and what time it can elute and how much of the column we can select and what time it can elute. Yes, so those column chromatography effective parameters are determined by the THC. Okay, so these are the main required area we can to do the thin layer chromatography. So it's basic, effective technique and also fast, simple, inexpensive technique. Okay, this is this is the basic principles of thin layer chromatography. So you know chromatography basically divided. It's called liquid chromatography and solid liquid chromatography. Suppose liquid chromatography means the stationary phase is the liquid, mobile phase is the liquid. So the liquid are soluble, easily soluble. Uh, Compared to solid liquid chromatography, stationary phase is a solid, mobile phase is a liquid. So here the solid are effectively not uh, dissolved in the liquid mobile phase. So that time that mobile phase easily adjourn to the stationary phase by the capillary action. So finally, at the time of capillary action, our sample also get adjourned, get separated, get partially distributed to the entire stationary phase. So finally, we decided the chromatography basic principles of chromatography is solubility of the stationary phase and mobile phase. In other words, the interaction between the stationary phase and mobile phase. This is the main principles of chromatography. Okay. Here, the case of thin layer chromatography, the solubility plus absorption, absorption of mobile phase, or absorption of uh, our sample molecules in the stationary phase, followed by adsorption, it can dispersed or distributed along the stationary phase. Finally, the sample molecule evenly distributed in the uh, stationary phase. This is called a partition based. Okay. Now, the partitioning of molecule. Partitioning of a molecule means the distribution of the biomolecules to the stationary phase. How it's distributed based on the mobile phase. So, the partitioning of molecules by two phases of system. The two components are represented by the circle and square. Yes, here easily mentioned. This is the stationary phase area, this is mobile phase area. So we can place the sample at the place, and also we stationary phase placed to the mobile phase. So thin layer chromatography already belongs to solid liquid chromatography. Okay. If I place the stationary phase into the mobile phase along with the sample get migrated through by the mobile phase adsorption. Okay. So finally, the sample molecules are get evenly distributed between the mobile phase and stationary phase. This is the intermediate state. The molecules are get migrated from mobile phase to stationary phase. Finally, it can easily distributed. So this is called partition coefficient. Yes, the sample components are partitioned between the two phases. Yes, this side is a mobile phase, this is stationary. At the equilibrium means the both mobile phase along with the sample are easily distributed throughout the stationary phase to attain the equilibrium concentration in a fixed portion of each sample component present in each phase. Okay, this is the basic principles of thin layer chromatography. The two phases could be an aqueous buffer, the solid stationary phase. Yes, the two samples have very different partition coefficient in the experimental system. Means if you are this rounded as one sample, this is square as one sample. So after distribution, uh, the two circular molecules are distributed. Similarly, the four square molecules are distributed. So both molecules are different partition coefficient. Yes. So this coefficient based on the adsorption and solubility of the sample into the stationary phase and mobile phase. Okay. So finally, this is called a partition coefficient, simply called a K. This K means the concentration of molecule in the stationary phase. So the concentration of the molecule is called C, the S for stationary phase. So the concentration of the molecule in the stationary phase divided by concentration of molecule in the mobile phase. This is directly proportional, this is inversely proportional. Okay. The CS and CM are the sample concentration in the stationary phase and mobile phase respectively. When a mixture made up to several components, suppose if your mixture containing more than one or two, three, and five mixers, sample of mixtures, it's applied in the stationary phase followed by mobile phase interaction. Each components have its own partition coefficient. So each individual molecules have individual ability of solubility, ability of adsorption. So those behaviors obey the molecule, the sample molecules get partition, the stationary phase. So each molecule contains each partition coefficient. Okay, this partition coefficient we needed for another advanced technique of TLC. Okay, as a result, each will interacted slightly differently, slightly differ within the stationary phase um, because the difference partitioning between the phases is will migrate through the column at the different rates. Yes. The interact means they slightly differ. The interaction is called uh, adsorption and solubility. Yes. So each molecule have individual solubility and individual adsorption behavior. Yes. So according to this behavior, the molecules get migrated through the column or stationary phase at the different rate. Yes. The easily soluble molecules are easily migrate and easily distributed. In the compared to the low soluble or partially sparingly soluble molecules are get low migration or low partition coefficient. So the K will be directly affected by the precise experimental condition. Yes. This is the K is called partition coefficient. This directly affected by the temperature and solvent polarity. Yes. What type of solvent you are using? What type of the molecules can soluble in the polar solvent? And also what type of molecules can easily affect the temperature? Yes. Suppose if the temperature increase, some of the molecules get volatile. Yes. So regarding that, we can concern with the temperature also, and also some special experimental condition we are using for achieve the good separation. The TLC involves spotting. Yes, you know very well. Spotting means application of sample. Yes, a diluted solution. Yes, we are using majorly using 1% of diluted sample. Hmm? On the end of the small sheet. The small sheet already coated with the silica gel. The silica gel is the inert molecule and also it make a slurry, and the slurry coated with the tin glass plate or aluminum foil or plastic sheet, what size you want or what size of tank, TLC tank, what type of mobile phase you are using. So you can decide the size of the thin layer chromatography. So followed by we can make the slurry and coated the silica gel. Okay. And also some important points is there about the silica gel. You know very well the silica gel once again treated with the calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate uh, will give some adverse property. This adverse property will helpful for this activated silica gel uh, stick to the glass surface or plastic surface. Yes. Without addition of calcium carbonate to the silica gel are easily broken down from the surface of the glass plate or plastic plates. So addition of calcium carbonate to the silica gel. So this silica gel is called silica gel G. Yes, okay. Followed by alumina. The alumina silica gel most effectively used as a stationary phase for the TLC. Okay. Among these two, silica gel is more efficiently used. Compared to other, these two are effectively employed as a good stationary absorbent phase. Okay. The sheet is placed upright side. Yes, you know very well a sheet contains two sides. Yes, upright or down left. Okay. A sheet will coated some silica gel stationary phase. So after that, that sheet uh, placed on the jar. The jar is called as TLC tank with a small pool of solvent. Yes, small volume of solvent already were taken. Um, so this is called mobile phase. Once the prepared sheets are placed in the jar or tank. Okay. After placing, the solvent rise up the sheet, rise up the sheet, and automatically, this physical phenomena is called capillary action. This is the main capillary action phenomena to drive the mobile phase from the bottom to top. Yes. During the migration of mobile phase, our sample also migrate. Our sample migration based on the solubility and adsorption. Yes. But the driving force is a capillary action. Okay. It's more important phenomena. We can study in very detail later. Okay. So the components also traveled at the different rate based on their competing interactions. Competing interactions means the sample molecule, uh, how it's interacted with the stationary phase and how it interacted with the mobile phase. Based on this, it's effectively interacted, it can migrate very slow. It can partially interacted, it can easily migrate. Yes. Suppose the natural force of capillary action to apply, so the molecule effectively attracted or effectively absorbed by the stationary phase and effectively absorbed by the mobile phase. So the attraction will reduce the migration. Reduce the migration. So effectively absorbed molecules are migrate very slow compared to the partially attracted or non-attracted components of the sample. Okay. Competing between the stationary phase and the mobile phase. Yes. Stationary phase and mobile phase. Okay. So they can travel with different rate. Different rate. Okay. The silicon dioxide is the for using separation of the more polar compounds. More polar compounds. More polar compounds mean our sample containing high polar compounds. It can easily soluble. Okay. So for that time we can choose the silicon dioxide or silicon gel. In the case of separation of non-polar components, you are choosing the aluminum oxide for achieving the better separation. A polar solvent will carry the polar components. Yes, it can easily soluble. Hmm? For further, while a non-polar solvent will carry the non-polar compounds. Yes. Okay, but we don't know what type of components are there in the our given mixture. Maybe the mixture contains polar components or non-polar components. So but we are going to achieve the separation. How it's possible? So we can desire the are making the mobile phase with the blending of polar solvent with and non-polar solvents. Okay. So if you are always making the mobile phase to blending with the corresponding polar solvent and non-polar solvent. So if you are mixing the two type of mobile phase, you can separate the even the sample containing polar compounds and non-polar compounds, whatever it is there in the sample. Yes. So finally, we can after separation, we find out the a beautiful values called RF value. This very simply defined as the ratio of distance the spot travel from the origin of the distance moved by the solvents. We can easily calculate. Yes. Here the image is simply defined. This is the TLC plate and also this plate coated with the silica gel or aluminum or whatever it is. Okay. You can take the you draw the line from bottom side. Um, this space is called the space called the D. The D is around 1.5 centimeter above. So above the 1 centimeter from the bottom, we can draw the line using marker or pencil, whatever it is. Okay, we can, why we are drawing the line means we can place the sample where we place the sample. Yes, for that purpose we are only draw the line. Okay, so this is spot 1, spot 2, spot 3. Yes, this is spot 3. Maybe generally usual would be 1 or 2. Suppose if you are taking the huge length, you can apply number of samples if you want. Okay, just consider. Okay, after separation, this one sample 1 migrated from to here, sample to here, and sample 3. So this sample have different uh, distance of migration. Okay, finally we can calculate. Okay, how we calculate means the RF equal to A divided by B. A means the distance the samples moved from the origin. Yes. Okay. This is called A. This is called A, the distance moved by the sample. Okay. So the A is differ of the each sample. Okay. Similarly, the B is same for these all samples. Okay. B is called the distance moved by the solvent from the origin of sample applied. Okay. So not taken from the bottom of the plate. Yes. So why we are not taken from the bottom side? Because we are uh, up to here. We are placing the mobile phase. We are placing the mobile phase. So we cannot consider this area. So only we are considered from the origin of sample application. Okay. Some of them get confused. So you cannot you can take the value from here, you not reproduce the RF value. Yes. So you always taken from the sample application area. So finally we calculate the RF value. Yes. For example, divide by A by B. So the RF value sample is 0.76 centimeter. This RF value mentioned the centimeter unit. Okay. So compared with the 1 and 3, the two sample have more RF value. This indicates what it indicates what means. So this two sample, second sample have low solubility and low absorb to the stationary phase and mobile phase. This is indicate. Compared to 3, the third sample have high affinity to absorb and also effectively soluble in the mobile phase. So the effective absorption to the stationary phase, so it can slowly migrate. Please keep your mind. Yes. Okay. So what is called capillary action? This is more important for us. This is phenomena and also be a physics phenomena and capillary action. This is a very basic reaction. Okay. So when a lower end of the vertical glass tube is placed in the liquid, such as water and concave meniscus form. Yes, you look like this picture. Yes, if you are placing the small glass tube into the water. Yes. So once you are placing the water level is slightly rise up, slightly rise. Why? This is naturally occur. Why it's slightly upward? This this driving force is called capillary action. Capillary action. How it's works means, before you are studying this, you know adhesion and coercion. Adhesion means, you know very well, this considers this area, like this considers this area. Here is a water molecule. This is the glass surface. Glass surface. So the water molecules are effectively adsorbed. effectively adsorbed to the glass surface. So it can bending. So some of the water molecules are go upward, go up. Followed by the uh, water molecules have some series of coercion. So this water molecule interact with the coercion. This coercion followed by adhesion. The adhesion is greater than the coercion in the case of capillary action. So that means the solvent have more polar, so it can adsorb to the glass surface. So it's called capillary action. Suppose the coercion is greater than the adhesion, you look like this. You look like this. This is example of capillary tube placed on the mercury solution. So some of the level get delayed. This process called the capillary action. So this capillary action acts as a main force in the TLC and paper chromatography. Yes. Okay. So the adhesion occurs between the fluid and solid inner wall of the pulling uh, in the liquid column up until there is the sufficient mass of liquid for gravitational force overcome these intramolecular forces. Some of the molecules are get adjust to the solid inner wall of the tube, followed by the liquid medium in the column just upward. Just upward, there is a sufficient mass of the liquid based on the mass of the liquid. Yes, against the gravitational force. Against the gravitational force. This is called this adhesion coercion is called intramolecular force. Okay. So the contract length around the edge between the top of the liquid column and the tube is proportional to the diameter of the tube. Here this is the diameter of the molecule to attach to the glass surface. This is indicated here. Yes. Okay. So around the edge between the top of the liquid and the column of the tube. This is proportional the diameter of the tube. Yes. Suppose if you are taking the small size of tube, then the capillary tube. So the diameter of the tube is more important, and also some of the principles are added. You know very well the atmospheric pressure in the capillary tube is 0 compared to the outside. Outside is 1. Atmospheric pressure is 1. Here in the capillary, inside of the capillary tube is 0. So the solution get upward. Yes. Similarly, if you are decrease the diameter of the capillary tube, you can the water molecule upwards more distance. Suppose we are making the TLC plate, the force is very less. So the time the solvent molecule that get easily absorbed more distance. This is called solvent migration distance. Okay. While the weight of the liquid in the column is proportional to the square of the tube's diameter. Suppose if you have some diameter of the tube, yes, the value means 1 means the weight of the liquid is square of the tube diameter. Yes, this is called capillary action. Yes. Narrow tube will draw a liquid column higher than the wide tube will be. That is called capillary action. Okay. Then what are the apparatuses required for the TLC chromatography? You know very well, TLC plate, microcapillary tubes for spotting and developing chamber supplies, silica gel, UV lamp, iodine chamber. This is the basic required apparatus. The iodine chamber for detection, the UV lamp for detection. TLC plate as a stationary phase, microcapillary tube used for a sample spotting. Developing chamber means here we are taking the mobile phase and we are placing the silica gel or adsorbent coating plates. And finally, we are closing the chamber for some time. So the mobile phase are try to get partition. This is the schematic representation of TLC. Yes, this is the TLC tank and this is a TLC plate. You can always choose the this kind of structures. We are attain the better resolution. Okay, you can draw the line and place a sample. Uh, this is the level of mobile phase you are take. Yes, you are always take the mobile phase less than the sample spotting. So you can maybe this is called 1.5 centimeter means you always take the sample. Uh, you always take the volume of mobile phases around 1 centimeter level. 1 centimeter level. Okay. And also spot of mixtures you can apply. You please concern one thing for the spot of mixtures. You applying the sample spot before you are know something. What is called means you know the concentration of the sample and also volume of the samples you are going to apply. This is very important. Generally, 25 microliter, sorry, 250 microliter of samples are applied. This is the optimum concentration of TLC alone. Okay, but you can desire the concentration of the sample. This is more important. If you are using diluted sample, maybe 1% of concentration is normally enough for TLC because we can identify easily. Suppose less than 1%, maybe the sample molecules are not easily identified by the TLC. So you decide what type of what concentration you are using, and also the volume of sample you are applied is around 250 microliter. Okay, this is the pencil line. This is line helpful for spotting the sample. This is the solvent. You can one thing reminding the solvent area. Once you are prepare the mixture of polar and non-polar solvent, after place the solvent in the TLC chamber, you allow to stand this sample chamber. You allow this chamber for some time. Why we allow this some time for this chamber means so the chamber contains uh, mobile phase alone. This mobile phase to attain the saturation, to attain the saturation. So this saturation level of mobile phase it can easily migrate to the stationary phase. Suppose you are not attaining the saturation level of mobile phase, it may be affect the rate of migration and also it not slightly not obey the capillary action. So for effective capillary action, you allow some time for the chamber with the mobile phase for attaining the saturation. So that time you can close the chamber. using some lid. Yes. Okay. So after saturation, you can place the stationary base to the chamber. Okay. So please mention kept your mind. Okay. This is a beaker. You will always take the glass beakers more better because you can easily find out where the mobile phase it's migrate. This is the thin layer plate. Yes. Okay. We can study later how we make a thin layer. Okay. And also watch class. This is used to work as a lid for the beaker.